Dear students, welcome back to my class. So now we are starting with the second chapter of this paper, that is what is meant by scientific methods. In the previous class we have seen what is meant by science, right? Science is nothing but it is anything which is observed in the nature, and we need to make some predictions or generalization for this natural phenomena. So this generalization is simply called as scientific method. Scientific method is a systematic procedure and technique used in scientific inquiry or investigation for explaining a natural phenomena or natural observation. It generally involves the collection of data by means of this observation, and we need to make an experiment based upon this observation, and finally we have to formulate a hypothesis, and based upon this hypothesis we need to make a test. Okay, so this is the general introduction of what is meant by scientific method or scientific investigation, right? Then how can we do a scientific investigation? These are the different steps of scientific investigation or scientific inquiry. What are they? The first one is called observation. Second one is called defining a problem. Third one is called a collection of information. Fourth one is called framing a hypothesis. Fifth one is testing or experimenting the hypothesis. And the last one is theorization. So let's move in detail of each step. This is a representation of the steps of the scientific method or scientific investigation. For example, the first one is observation. Here a person is observing the growth of a plant. Okay, then he is asking question, that means defining a problem. That means we need to ask this question for this observation. What type of fertilization can be used for the better growth or the sudden growth of this plant? So he made a hypothesis. That means he take 3 different kinds of fertilizers in 3 different growing packs, and he made an hypothesis that the plants which is growing in the bag that is named as A, that is fertilizer A, will grow faster than the B and C. So this is the hypothesis, and based upon this hypothesis he made the test. So this is the test, and he got the result, and based upon this result he made a conclusion or a theory. We can say that a theory, that means the hypothesis which is we just developed, he developed, that is the fertilizer, the plant which is grow in this grow bag containing the fertilizer A will grow much more better than B and C. So he got the same result as per the hypothesis. So this is the conclusion. So these are the various steps of the scientific method, that is observation, question, hypothesis, result, conclusion or theorization. So this is a simple diagrammatic representation of this phenomena. Okay, so let's move in detail. What is meant by observation? A scientific study or investigation start with observation. How a person become much more observer? Yes, it generally occurs by means of the curiosity of the observer to that particular investigation. And what is the peculiarity of this observation? It will be correct, maybe incorrect, and these observations are repeatable. And how can we observe this problem, or how can we observe this particular phenomena? By means of 2 different methods, that is direct or indirect. Direct means by using the sense organs we can observe the things, and also by means of the instruments we can also observe the thing, that is called the indirect. So by means of direct method as well as the indirect method we can observe a thing. Then after observation we need to make a problem. That means we have to define a problem by asking frequent questions, that is starting with what, why and how. If we are asking this type of question to the observation that we are using or we are making, we will get different aspects of observation, right? So we will get a different aspect of observation based upon asking this type of questions. So the third one is called a collection of information. I told you that based upon these questions, we will get different aspects of observation, and we need to collect all this observation in the form of data. Okay, so the investigator has to make use of all the available information and data about this problem. Okay, then what is the peculiarity of this collection of this information? Will help to know the problem and to avoid the repetition of work. So this is called the third stage, that is collection of information. Then based upon the collection of the data, we need to make a hypothesis, or we need to frame a hypothesis. That means in the light of acceptable facts or proved facts, we need to make an assumption or provisional explanation for this observed thing. That is called framing the hypothesis. We need to make a logical answer to a question that we are constantly asking to this observation, and we need to produce a new fact. The prediction will be on the basis of the hypothesis, what is the peculiarity of this framing the hypothesis or predicting the hypothesis, that we need to make a controlled experiment. That means if you are making an experiment, you have to use two different aspects of experiment. That means one is controlling and the other one is test. Test means that we want to make a result. For example, the previous example I have seen that a person is generally showing he want to know whether which fertilizer is will be much more better for the growth of a plant, and when he are performing that particular observation, he need to make a controlled experiment. Controlled experiment means he need to plant or he need to grow a particular plant which is not added any kind of fertilization, just simply water and other materials that is available in the nature itself. So that is called the controlled experiment. That is a natural thing which is happening in the nature itself. So we need to make the prediction of that hypothesis by taking the controlled experiment. Okay, then we need to make a test or experimenting. Based upon this observation or framed hypothesis, we need to make a test. What is the peculiarity of this test? The correctness, validity or acceptability of this hypothesis are testing in this experiment. Okay, then we are comparing this controlled experiment or the natural thing along with this test result for making a result, acceptable result. Then after the test is over, we will get an information or we will get a result, right? So and this result, if the result is true, it will be supported by a large body of observation and experimental evidences. So a hypothesis that we have framed becomes a theory only if it is supported by a large body of observation and experimental evidences. So this is called theorization, and this theorization is actually the basis of experimental evidences or analysis of interrelated facts. So we can see that the theorization is a scientifically acceptable general principles which seeks to explain a phenomenon, and this theory becomes a law or principle when it is getting universally accepted. So after testing the hypothesis, the result will be a theory, and if the theory is accepted in the universe or if it is accepted globally, we can say that this theory becomes a principle or law. Okay, so that is called theorization. So this is a diagrammatic representation of the scientific method. Here you can see that let's start with observation. Let's start with question, regular asking questions, why, what and how, and based upon those questions we made 5 different kinds of hypotheses here. Then we made the experiment. When we did the experiment, it has been shown that the hypothesis 4 and 5 can be rejected. So we have rejected this 4 and 5 hypothesis and we have taken the other 3, that is first, second and 3. Then we are again doing the experiment for the 3 hypotheses, and when we again repeated the experiment, we have again rejected the hypothesis 1 and 3. So which one is acceptable? Yes, the hypothesis 2 is acceptable. Then we are making the prediction to this hypothesis by means of repeated experiment again and again. We have conducted 4 different experiments on the basis of this hypothesis 2 and make the predictions, and by means of this experiment the predictions have confirmed. That means by means of this 4 experiment we have got the same result. Then we have made the theory or theorization, that is predictions confirmed. When the prediction become confirmed, we can make it as a theory, and this theory becomes globally accepted, it becomes a principle. So this is the diagrammatic representation of scientific method, or what we are doing in the scientific inquiry. So I hope you understood. If you have any doubt, please do in the comment section. Thank you.